is turned
It's
up.
because I didn't fix that. Yeah, I can fix that.
Okay.
Good morning.
I'm ethereal today. It's okay. You guys don't need to see me anyway. I just woke up.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. There we go.
Oh.
Welcome to Dork Duck Daily.
I had to check several times I was wearing pants this morning. I'm wearing pants.
It's also, once we switch over here, it's been this way since the entirety of the show, and the theme is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the mics are on.
What?
To which today it was like, do. Jeff is on top of your thing. It's pretty great.
Oh, yeah, because you put our computer screen
On top of your
on top
handmade
of my
earrings.
handmade earrings.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because no one in this house appreciates what I create.
That's not true in
I'm
the
just
slightest.
kidding.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning, GU. Congrats on first, GU. G says, watch Lena get stepped on by Vampire Mommy at night and have a chat stream in the morning. A good stream arrangement.
Yes.
It is.
It's a good
It's
balance.
solid. Yeah.
Then I gotta text my sister happy birthday.
Yeah, please do that. In which I probably, due to kid birthday, will probably not be doing the 64 stream today, and it's happened once since we made this new schedule, so it's probably gonna have to figure out what to do with that thing. I at least want to finish it. I'm in like the very end of the letters. I just want to get it done. I just want to get to the end of the alphabet and finish what I started. And then that stream, we can like admit that like fitting another one of those streams in a week is just not gonna happen right now. What's up, Mello?
Bestie, I can't control when my sister was born.
I'm
I
aware.
couldn't tell my mother, hey, Mom, can you wait like a few days? Because in 16 years, my fiance at the time is going to have to do an N64 stream during her birthday party. And like, I don't know, those things can't be pushed.
I mean, we all have priorities. You could have done that.
I could have told my mom to wait a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
GU says, finally I said hi to Sam before he said hi to me. I did it. This is a personal achievement. It is tough to do.
Pete.
He's still hiding over there. He's got big feelings this morning.
Pete hopped up on the bed this morning, causing some chaos. Like, just came up to fuck with Bug because Bug was literally just snuggling, like, with me and just, like, vibing. And Pete's like, well, we can't have that. There is no vibing when I'm not vibing. And then he, like, went to, like, not hard, but just, like, kind of play wrestle with Bug. Like, he went to, like, bite his, like, neck because that's what he does when he play wrestles. And like
Bug was like, no.
Bug just like kind of backed up, and then Pete backed up, and then Bug just reached out and just grabbed his face with his claws out, his paws, his face is just like this, and I was just like, Pete, this is like you understand what led you here, right? Like, you understand why there's claws in your face right now.
You understand you fucked around and this is finding out.
So I had to gently remove Bug's. Like, and Bug wasn't, like, actively attacking him. He just had his hand on his face, just holding it with his claws.
Yeah.
So I had to take his claws away from his face. And then Pete, like, kind of backed up. And then he sat there. And as I moved my hand, Bug was just like, no, Mom, you leave your hand here. And so I'm sitting here with this cat's paw on my arm. Like, and his claws are kind of in my arm. Not hard, but, like, enough to be like, okay, if I move, this is going to hurt. And then he just mean mugs Pete.
And Pete walked over to me and just, like, fell into my arms. Like, you appreciate me at least.
Like, Pete, no one would appreciate getting bit, dude. And then Bug just sat there and held my hand. Like, okay. It's okay, Mom. We're at peace again.
G said to Sam, or Sam said, it is. Do I really say hi that much? And G said, you're so quick about it. We appreciate it, but you're so fast. Yeah, I try most mornings to try to get into our Discord and Sam's Discord to say good morning before Sam does, and I fail like every time. But that's usually my goal, is to get in there and
Sniffle.
to get in there and sniffle.
No, I sniffle.
Oh, okay. I was like, how do you sniffle in a Discord?
I don't know. I could try, I guess.
Um. All right, we got news stories. We got relationship advice today, and we got to get Selena to the store to get a present for her sister. So
Why do you say it like that? Like it's so terrible.
no, my brain was just like thinking through all the things. I was like, wasn't saying it was terrible. I
Ugh,
was saying,
you were like, you have to get Selena to the store to get a present
well,
for her
okay. So
sister.
what happened was I said the word store, and then I was like thinking Walmart, and then I was like, we could probably find better stuff for her at GameStop. And then I was like, but Selena's gonna really want to put things in bags. 'Cause Selena really likes bags.
Oh, guess what, homie? I have a bag already.
Okay,
I got
good. Because then I was like, okay, we're also gonna have to go to Dollar Tree to get the bag and the thing. And so my brain, the
We
reason,
should technically still go to Dollar Tree though, so I can get her some candy to put in the bag.
yeah, the reason I was speaking so measured is I was in my head calculating the
She's
amount
a
of trips.
snacky girl.
Just snacky girl.
Yeah, it's rough because she's at that age where like her interests are very like they don't change a lot, but they kind of did. Like she used to like anime and like video games a lot, and I don't think she's in that era anymore. But like
No, she's the prime age of like, I just want to rot. That's what I want to do.
yeah, so we can get her like some chill cozy stuff to hang out with, I guess. But like yeah, it's rough because it's like I want to be the cool older sister, but like at the same time, I know that the things that I would get as the cool older sister probably aren't cool anymore. So
But yeah, so we'll hop right into the news stories in the segment we like to call the Daily Quack. No, that's not supposed to happen.
Jeff, on God, if you restart this, I swear we're on a schedule today. We can't.
Fine. It stresses me out.
She popped up. She put her little newspaper in the air.
Stresses me out when it doesn't finish though.
She had somewhere else to be. You respect that.
All right.
Someone else was calling for her. She was needed elsewhere.
Sophie Campbell, Supergirl #1 for May. Costume designed by Archer. This is from Richard Bleeding Cool. Said, as it made a notice from DC's May 25 solicits, Sophie Campbell is writing and drawing a new Supergirl series that will launch in May with a costume design by Archer.
Sophie, mean I'll finally get into Supergirl?
Maybe. Sophie Campbell is known for her indie comics such as Wet Moon and Shadow Eyes, and for her art on Gem and the Holograms comics, as well as writing and drawing IDW's ongoing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book series, for which she designed the character Jenica. And let's see. There's the new design of the outfit by Archer.
Oh, that's cute. I like the like crop turtleneck.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like that. That's cool.
Kara Zor-El has been a key member of the super family in Metropolis, but what happens when she strikes out on her own? Follow Kara as she returns to her roots in Midvale, home of Supergirl. But how could this be? Our hero's not been back in years, and the protector of that town has been saving the day for weeks. Can Supergirl stop the imposter before they steal her fresh start in life? Celebrated writer-artist Sophie Campbell, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wet Moon makes her mark on the DC universe with a thrilling debut issue. Plus a new costume designed by Archer. I like this a lot. My only thing is like what they'll never let happen is letting her just like write and draw every issue and it taking the time that takes. They'll probably let her write and draw like 5 or 6 of them. And then because they get to a point where they're like, we just need issues coming out. They'll then start switching up the artist and switching up at some point they'll mess up the integrity of that thing because that's comic books today. But man, if they would just truly outrageous, yeah, from Gem. Yeah. And then there is her with everyone's favorite dog right now, Crypto. Um, and there's Streaky the super cat looking angry that she's hugging Crypto. Do you see the Streaky the super cat looking angry that?
Oh, orange kitty. I'm gonna have to read this. It looks.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was this. Okay, my brain was like, ooh, I'm gonna read this, and then I was like, ooh, I could cosplay Supergirl, and then I was like, ooh, C2E2. Then I was like, when is C2E2? And then my brain was like, oh shit, I gotta add that to the Google Calendar so that.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah, we thankfully this year do not have to coordinate with anybody because
the kids stuff.
kids are already.
Thank you for thinking of that because I already forgot about it.
That's why I was like in a different place for a hot second because my brain was just like, I had to finish that task because I'm so bad at adding things to a calendar. But it would make my life so much easier if, as someone said, hey, this event is happening. If I was just like, let me put that on my calendar. Like I want to be one of those people because I need that.
Yeah.
Well, because then I forget. And then people are like, hey, do you remember that thing? We have a friend that gets so mad that he, like, literally, like, sat there and waited for me to add the event that we were going to with them to a calendar because he was like, I know you're going to forget. I know you're going to forget. Or you're going to ask me what time it is or, like, what day it is. And I'm just going to get mad. So add it to your calendar right now. I was like, okay.
Hey, Amazon now has full control over James Bond.
Is that a good thing? I don't feel like that's a good thing.
No. I mean, it's like before. It's ultimately not a good thing. Now, before it was controlled by the people that invented broccoli, and that's arguably like.
Every time you say that.
What?
What does that mean? They invented broccoli.
They are the broccolis. They invented broccoli.
Like the vegetable?
Yes.
They grew it for the first time. Broccoli is a genetically engineered plant.
Correct.
Every time you tell me that, it gets scarier. I literally can't, like, soak that information in my brain. Every time you tell me it, my brain forcefully shoves it out until the next time because I did not know broccoli was a genetically engineered plant. That makes sense. I like broccoli, but, like, I prefer other vegetables.
How do you feel about chubby broccoli?
Chubby broccoli?
Also known as Albert Broccoli, the guy who originally bought the rights from the author for the 007 novels.
Why is he called Chubby Broccoli?
It was his nickname. And he passed, and his daughter's been in
Does
charge
his gravestone say Chubby Broccoli?
I think so. Well, I think it says Albert R. Broccoli, but yeah. Everyone called him Chubby. It was his nickname.
Is he okay with that nickname?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. He's dead, so. Like.
I don't know. He's dead. Okay.
GU says it's tiny, sick cabbage, Lena.
What?
They made cabbage tiny and thick till it became broccoli.
What the fuck? Broccoli doesn't even look like cabbage or taste like cabbage.
There are also baby cabbages made to be extra tasty. You're eating a child, GU says.
Aww.
And GU says an American conglomerate owning a British icon feels weird and dystopian. Yeah. Yep. That is the correct reaction.
He's beautiful.
Daniel Craig?
Yeah, look at them eyeballs.
Yeah. He's a pretty man.
Yeah.
It's here's the thing, as someone who likes 007, likes James Bond stuff a lot. For better or worse, the Broccolis have been very protective of that IP. Are you gonna be okay?
The Broccolis have been very protective. Like, I just pictured little Broccolis with, like, shields and swords, like, guarding this vault. Oh, God. I wish I had, like, artistic talent, because I want to draw that so bad. That was mean to myself. I take that back.
You have very good. We've been drawing a lot lately.
We have. I don't know that I could get what's in my brain out onto a piece of paper.
You should try. Post it in the art section of the Discord. Actually,
with no context whatsoever, just broccoli is guarding a vault.
That's what Shiki's drawing, like, paint redeems. Mm-hmm. Like, there's like a whole section of Sam's Discord that is just like here, because people will be like, haha, that's really funny. And then they hit a paint redeem and then she has to draw it.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
when you scroll through that section of the Discord, it's just like,
Chaos.
it's so great.
That's
It's amazing.
amazing.
Sam says, draw it. I don't draw. I drew a penguin the other day.
Oh.
G said, Italians invented broccoli. Why did I not piece this together? Hilariously, we don't eat it that much. Sam said, if you haven't seen the art channel, people are drawing Filbert now. That's amazing.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
But yes, the Broccoli's were very protective of James Bond. Famously, probably our greatest living director on the planet, and there's lots of them. So like that could be a contentious conversation. But Steven Spielberg, famously, like all he wanted to ever do in his career is direct a James Bond movie, and they just would not let him do it because they were like, nope, we keep this. We'll use British people, and that's how we got Indiana Jones. He made Indiana Jones because he wasn't like allowed to make a James Bond movie.
So he did it out of spite.
Not out of spite, but he was just like they were trying to make
then.
an American James Bond, basically.
Oh. Did you see that? This is kind of on. What the fuck? This is kind of on topic. That I forgot his name. The guy from Schitt's Creek. I think you were the one who reposted
Dan
it
Levy.
maybe on TikTok. I don't remember, but he went on like a whole thing about
being creative. Yes,
right now,
I was
like,
the one who reposted that.
That like did change something in my brain where I was just like, oh, and I don't know why him telling me that, because other people have said those things, but like him telling me that, my brain was just.
I feel like Dan Levy could be my life coach, and I would listen to every word he said.
Literally, I was like, oh, that makes sense, and I was like, wait a minute, people have told me the same thing, but because it's coming out of that man, like it just, he has a way with the words and the.
G says, I want the world that the Broccoli family had 2 kids. I want the world to know that the Broccoli family had 2 kids. Tony and Tina Broccoli. This is.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't handle this. This is not real. We are not living. We are living in a simulation. Tony and Tina Broccoli.
All right. This is from Matt Patches at Polygon, who says, Amazon on Thursday announced that it had gained creative control of the James Bond franchise following a major new deal. It's the conclusion of one of Hollywood's most heated blockbuster battles. In December, a spicy report from the Wall Street Journal revealed a behind-the-scenes fight over the fate of James Bond between Amazon, its subsidiary Amazon MGM Studios, and Barbara Broccoli. You're going to be okay.
Barbara Broccoli?
The rights holder for the 007 series. At the time, there was an uncertain future for Bond. Amazon wanted more, lots more, including spin-offs and cinematic universes. Boo! And Broccoli wanted to preserve the monolithic legacy of the franchise.
Why don't they teach us this stuff in school?
These people are fucking idiots, Broccoli reportedly said of her partners at Amazon.
Wow.
Teach you what? That
there's people named Broccoli and they created broccoli. And
I knew this. Also, I feel like I tell you this like as obsessed James Bond person. I feel like I tell you this information once a year, and every year it's a surprise.
I might have some mild form of memory loss. However, I would remember if I learned that in school. Or it's possible they taught us that after I dropped out. But, like, I feel like it would be something they would teach us from, like, middle school to, like, early high school. That window there of just, like, this is fun information. That broccoli was invented.
There's a large swath of people that want to make money off of you thinking that broccoli is a naturally occurring thing, though.
So you're saying I fell victim to propaganda?
Well, sure. She said, I was just about to post. In 1959, Broccoli married actress and novelist Dana Tell. They had a daughter, Barbara Broccoli. This is not a joke.
Pancake, what are you doing?
She says, do you want to explain to her the veggie is named after them? Yeah, I do that like once a year. Like I'll be like watching the. I'll watch through all the James Bond movies I own, and then she'll like sit down for like one of them, and then she
I
won't
did
sit down
not
for the
sit
rest.
down for one of them last time. We watched several.
Yeah, and
We
then
watched a lot of James Bond
it popped
movies.
up, and then she'll be like broccoli because the name comes up, and I'm like, yeah, they invented broccoli, and you'll be like, what?
Yeah, I keep saying in response to that my brain is pushing that information out because what the fuck?
In 2022, Amazon Studios closed an $8.5 billion deal to acquire MGM and the legendary studio's century-deep catalog of films. But despite the transfer of the IP goldmine, Broccoli retained creative control over the James Bond character, thanks to deals struck by her father, Albert Cubby Broccoli, dating back to the 1960s, and the production of Dr. No. According to the Wall Street Journal, Amazon pushed Broccoli and her stepbrother and collaborator Michael G. Wilson to follow the most recent Daniel Craig 007 film, 2021's No Time to Die, with a more modern strategy from left field casting ideas to Moneypenny focused TV projects. Broccoli didn't budge until now. My life has been dedicated to maintaining and building upon the extraordinary legacy that was handed to Michael and me by our father, producer Cubby Broccoli. Barbara Broccoli said in the statement about the new Amazon deal, I have the honor of working closely with the four of the tremendously talented actors who have played 007 and thousands of wonderful artists within the industry. With the conclusion of No Time to Die and Michael retiring from the films, I feel it's time to focus on other projects. Wilson added in a statement that he will move on from Bond franchise to focus on art and charitable projects. The news release specified that Broccoli and Wilson, along with Amazon, will remain co-owners of the franchise, but creative control is now entirely in the hands of Amazon MGM studio executives. Broccoli has been heavily involved with the creative decisions around the Bond franchise since 1987's The Living Daylights, playing a key role in casting both Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig in their 30 years worth of Bond missions. The franchise, as people know it, is done for better or worse.
Sorry, Pancake was like wandering around with that little fluffy toy in her mouth and just like wailing at somebody to like play with her, and I walked out there and she dropped it, like bounded to me, and so I had to throw it a couple times.
Giu says they did not, Lena. They named themselves after the cabbage. It's worse. I lied to you. The word broccoli comes from the Italian word broccolo, which means the flowering crest of cabbage. Broccolo is a plural form of the word bracco, which means small nail or sprout. Although they did call it tiny cabbage, so they do admit it's weird baby cabbage is the name.
This is all earth-shattering information.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so basically the thing that is Bond is 25 films owned and controlled by like one family, and then that is going to be one legacy, and then now we're going to get the Jeff Bezosification of James Bond, which means we're probably going to be getting 73 different shitty prime TV series that nobody wants, and all of these movies, and all sorts of nonsense. Giu says my Sicilian last name is a type of dish. Italians love naming themselves after their job and doing that forever until their family line dies. I've got a very Irish last name that is like one letter different from the very common version of it, and that indicates wealth, apparently, although I have none. We are grateful to the late Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman for bringing James Bond to movie theaters around the world, and to Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli for their unyielding dedication and their role in continuing the legacy of the franchise that is cherished by legions of fans worldwide. Mike Hospin, said of Prime Video and Amazon MGM Studios, said in a statement, "We are honored to continue this treasured heritage and look forward to ushering the next phase of legendary 007 audiences around the world." You can just read in that sentence just them salivating, like, we're going to make so much bullshit.
Yep.
Ah!
Yep.
I'm going to make Jeff Bezos even richer.
Stop shaking the computer. It's stressing me out.
Hate everything right now. GU says broccoli resulted from the breeding of landrace brassica crops in the northern Mediterranean starting in about the 6th century BCE. Broccoli has its origins in primitive cultivars grown in the Roman Empire and was most likely improved via artificial selection in the southern Italian peninsula or Sicily. My people did this, GU said. Sam said, am I the only one that didn't know 007 was this popular? I grew up obsessed with James Bond movies. But everyone's mileage is different. So, but I also grew up with not much attention being given to me, and like TNT or TBS would do like, hey, it's Memorial Day, we're playing James Bond movies all day. And I would be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is exactly what, you know. Fair enough. I've never watched a single James Bond movie. GU says, tell Lena about Pac-Man broccoli. I don't know if I know about Pac-Man broccoli.
Too much information for my brain.
I did miss Mel's last statement. Mel said, not all Amazon series are bad. I love Upload. Upload's pretty good.
Is that the one that you had me watch?
I probably had you watch some of it. That's the one where it's like a digital afterlife that people get uploaded into.
Yeah.
That show's pretty good. GU says Pac-Man broccoli is a variety of broccoli that produces large heads and many side shoots. It's a good choice for freezing and can be planted in the spring or the fall.
I'm gonna Google Pac-Man broccoli real quick.
Hey, by the way, you okay?
They're large.
Oh.
They're just big.
Or
are they like? Is that a normal sized broccoli and it's just zoomed in? I can't tell.
I didn't know if you were looking at broccoli there for a second. I don't know. Sony shares examples of sexually charged texts from former Destiny 2 director who claims Bungie fired him unfairly to avoid paying millions.
What, darling?
Phil says that's what she said. That's what I thought. This is from Andy Chalk at PC Gamer.
Oh, hold on. Pancake just pushed her toy underneath the dresser. She's been asking for help.
Sony has responded to a wrongful dismissal lawsuit filed in December 2024 by former Destiny 2 and Marathon game director Christopher Barrett, saying Barrett's termination in 2024 was justified and that his lawsuit is meritless. To back up its claim, Sony included multiple examples of written communications between Barrett and female subordinates in its reply, which claims reveal his pattern of misconduct. Gross! The examples in Sony's filing include alleged drunk calls, requests to play sexually charged games of Truth or Dare, and comments such as, you want to be worshipped, I think. Gross. Barrett's lawyers say Sony is misrepresenting the nature of the interactions by cherry-picking text messages and alleged conversations. Barrett sued Sony over the claim that the company had deliberately destroyed Barrett's reputation by falsely and publicly insinuating that they had investigated Barrett and found he had engaged in sexual misconduct and subsequently fired him as a result of those claims. The real reason for his termination, he alleged, was to avoid paying him more than $45 million he was owed under his employment agreement and to shift blame for and deflect attention for their massive business failures. In its response, available via GameFile, Sony denies Barrett's claim, saying it conducted a thorough internal investigation of the complaints against him and found that his behavior was consistent. He targeted a lower-level female employee he was working with directly, initially engaged in friendly conversation, and progressively pushed boundaries with the employee by making subtle references to her physical appearance or expressing interest in her romantically. G says cherry picking. How do you cherry pick that? Yeah. G said to you, going to see the cats. Please enjoy, Lena. Humans are unstoppable and horrifying. This is a total whiplash back to being serious. Yeah, it's fucking gross. Barrett attempted to create an unprofessional level of intimacy with his victim. Sony wrote in response, He requested to follow personal Instagram accounts and would express anger to women if they failed to respond to his messages. That's what you want out of a boss.
Yeah, definitely.
He would bring up inappropriate topics like their body, their relationships, his marriage. Oh, he's married too. Cool. Or his desire to date them. He would demand that they participate in sexually charged games of truth or dare or ask me anything. Texted them at all hours of the day and night. He offered to buy. What does CEOs do? What the fuck do you do? Like, you have all day and night to be a fucking gross piece of shit and get paid. I was supposed to be paid millions and millions of dollars. What the fuck do you do every day?
It's wild.
He offered to buy them gifts. He often referenced his wealth and ability to advance their careers. Barrett did indeed have wealth to flaunt. Prior to his termination, Barrett was paid more than $38 million over the 2 years following Sony's acquisition of Bungie. Sony's filing includes multiple examples of communications between Barrett and female employees at Bungie, which include questions and comments about their appearance and clothing and alleged drunk phone calls. In one exchange, according to the filing, he had hoped the employee's boyfriend didn't mind that he was texting her so much because I don't want him to get the right idea. The filing also states that in at least one instance, Barrett initiated a FaceTime with a female employee late night while drunk, despite her explicit request in writing for Barrett to recognize boundaries. Barrett denied any intentional wrongdoing. When he filed his lawsuit against Sony, I feel that I have always conducted myself with integrity
Oh, do you now?
and been respectful and supportive of my colleagues, many of whom I consider my closest friends, he said in a statement at the time. I never understood my communications to be unwanted, and I would have
How do you not? How do you not understand?
and I would have never
They
thought
take ya and shake ya.
they could possibly have made anyone feel uncomfortable. If anyone felt that way about the interaction with me, I'm truly sorry. I'm so fucking mad. Like, I have given Bungie specifically so much money over the years, especially over the years that they were like independent, especially because like I had people in my life for whom Destiny was a very important game, and I could take or leave Destiny personally, but I know a lot of people that like the emotional fragility relied on logging into like Destiny every day and doing the daily quest and running around and like pew pew pewing and doing it's like
Pew pew pewing.
yeah, it's like Destiny was a very important game to a lot of people I love, and so I gave so much money to Bungie just to be like I'm just in a position in my life that I had more disposable income than I have now, and I was just like, I want to pay money into this thing because they're fully independent at that time, and like I want it to continue to exist, because a lot of my friends like get a lot of warmth from it, and I was funding this guy being an asshat. It's fucking gross. GU wants everyone to know that Sony puts actual LGBT plus shirts in stores, like in person. Xbox and Nintendo do not.
Huh.
That rules. Not that the other two don't, but that Sony does. Sam says, "Sir, your text messages and records beg to differ. You can't play dumb, right?"
It is wild to me that men exist this way and do these things in this day and age, knowing that like screenshots exist and receipts exist and like, and then we'll turn around and try to play the like, well, I wasn't acting that way, like I didn't do this, and you literally did. Like there is a literal like photo evidence of you doing it. Like I don't understand.
Well, and I think it's one of those things too where they've bounced around from company to company so much. Like they were at Microsoft, right? I can't remember if Microsoft owned them, and then they left Microsoft, and then I think Microsoft owned them. They left Microsoft, and then Activision bought them, and then Activision owned them for a while. Then they went independent again, and they were independent for a long time, and then Sony bought them. So it's like they've bounced around so much, but they spent the last the bulk of the last decade they actually spent as a completely independent company. As a completely independent company, he probably had no oversight whatsoever. So he could probably act this way. And it was like the second that there was a structure over top of him, then these women had like a further resource to be like, hey,
Yeah, no, it's less like that I'm like, oh, he was acting that way. It doesn't, it's hard to explain. I don't understand the absolute, like, they don't live in this reality of, like, oh, this happened and, like, they acted this way. Like, there is no accountability. There is no, like,
there's
I'm
none.
not surprised men act like that. I'm surprised that, like,
It's like when you are watching a true crime thing and like you're like, guys, there's cell phones now. Like that
yeah.
like you could almost understand being a piece of shit serial killer in the 70s when people just went, "Where's Greg? I don't know."
I haven't seen him in, like, a week.
Where's like, "Where's Greg? Let's check his location." It's like the world has changed. And like
Yeah.
when you see people the true
That
crime thing now,
still are, like, living in this, like, place where they feel like it hasn't and they can still act this way without accountability. It's just wild to me.
yeah, yeah.
It's just crazy.
Sam says, I don't know, seems pretty on brand for the patriarchy. Giu says, we have been so careful of everything we say and do, and men can just ignore blatant probable facts. Yeah,
Yep.
provable facts. Sorry, I read that wrong. Uh, Christopher is confident that when the evidence is presented, it'll be clear that Sony engaged in a scheme to strip him of his role in the equity awards he earned for his 25 years loyal service to the company. There is a lot of money on the table, but also a lot of money already paid. Sony's reply includes a detailed breakdown of what Barrett's earned following Sony's acquisition of Bungie in January 2022 and what was left on his contract when it was terminated. He was paid a full $36 million in 2022 and almost $2 million in 2023. He was due to collect another 45 from 24 to 26, broken down into three payments of 941,000 each for an unvested RSU. This is all rich people shit that doesn't make any sense to me. Putting the questions of the lawsuit aside, those figures are staggering to see appearing alongside the layoffs at Bungie in 23 and 24 that put hundreds of people out of work, including numerous longtime employees who were known and beloved by the Destiny community. Yeah, including the person who's done all of their music since like day one. They fired.
Oh
Um,
my god.
to try to like maintain getting all these payments and stuff. So which is like fucking bullshit. Also, I remember we reported on the story at the time. In the layoffs, a big part of the layoffs was so uh, they could remain in complete control without Sony oversight, and I think we know why. Which is gross. Okay. In better news, which you said, like as a woman, we're so criticized for things we didn't do, and men can go didn't do it, and with what they did printed on their shirt, and a bunch of dudes would go, yeah, he's innocent. Yeah. What's up, Shiki? Good morning. Oh, hi yourself.
Hello.
In much better news, Matt Fraction takes the reins on DC's Batman with a redesign and renumbering.
I don't know what that means.
It means in September we're getting a new Batman #1, and it's being written by Matt Fraction. He's a very good writer in comics. He's in
Is he gonna make it Batman 1.5?
what?
Yeah, because fraction.
No, he is the writer of one of my favorite superhero comics ever, which is his run on a Hawkeye, which also gave us Lucky the Pizza Dog.
Yay. I do enjoy him.
Yes, Matt Fraction rules. He also wrote a comic book that was drawn by your husband
My husband?
called Sex Criminals.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. You were telling me about that. I forgot his name, though.
Yeah, Matt Fraction rules. Which somehow yeah. Pivot. Oh, gee, we have a great emote for this that was made by Shiki, actually. It looks like this.
Yeah.
When the show gets too gross, we do this. Back to the fact that the Italian family named themselves after the crop they grew. Who wants to hear about Tabasco sauce and egrets? I mean, always.
Is your phone going off or is my phone going off?
Could be mine.
Okay, I just kept hearing like burp, burp, and I'm like, it's not mine.
This, by the way, is from Susan Polo at Polygon, who says writer Matt Fraction will pick up Batman baton this September. DC Comics announced at the annual Comics Pro Industry Conference today. Which
Why weren't we there?
we don't have any money.
Oh, okay, that's valid.
You ask this every year. And the last year they had like a surprise concert at it, and I was like, yeah, no, I wish we would have been there, but like,
who was the surprise concert?
Fuck.
Was it Bad Omens?
No.
Was it
The band that does comics sometimes? That's not Bad Omens.
what?
The pop punky band that their stuff is all stories. I can't think of their name.
Coheed and Cambria.
Coheed and Cambria were there last year.
Wait, what did you say? Pop punky?
Yeah, they're pop punky.
I mean, I guess. That's just, I don't know that.
No, we were invited. We just don't have any money right now. We could be there, but would we could barely pay our bills right now. Like, what? We'll probably be there in future years. What?
Could sneak in.
Okay, that's not the. We're allowed in. There's no
Okay.
sneaking. We were invited.
How do we get? Where is it? Where is it located?
I forget where it's at this year, but like we would have to travel there.
We
And
could
then
drive.
okay, which again takes money,
Not
and then
if-
we have to stay
not,
there.
Not if you're. You can sleep in the car.
Like we have friends there. Kyle's there right now. I keep getting like texts and like video shots from like like, and every year it's like, hey man, you coming? It's like, no, we're poor.
It's fine. I'm not nearly as excited as, or I'm not nearly as disappointed about missing out this year as I know last year was Coheed and Cambria. It can't.
Well, no
possibly-
one knew it was Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, so it's gonna be something else.
No,
this year.
that's what I'm saying. It was just a complete weird surprise thing. Dylan says sounds like a tax write off for me. 100% it is. You have to have the
But you have to have the money to get there.
right, and we would make money on it because they give you books. But we have to have the
Okay.
like we have to be caught up with bills and like
Okay,
have like a surplus
this
to be
is
able to
when-
do things
This
like
is
this.
when a calendar would come in handy because I forget that this stuff is coming up, and if I knew this stuff was coming up, I could have the goal in mind to like grind really hard and do things. And
But this is
hopefully-
why we grind really
Will-
hard
will
all the
you- will you
time.
just
This
listen?
is why I say like,
I'm
hey, we
saying
need to go.
visually, this is how my brain works. Is that if I have something on a calendar, visually I can see it instead of it just knocking around in my brain and then forgetting that it's there.
Okay.
Like I know that accommodating my schedule is like or my schedule accommodating my need for a visual schedule is difficult, but
I've made you schedules.
with very much flack. You've been very upset with this.
Sam says I hate the term grind. Gives
Oh, I hate it too.
rise and grind mentality, which I hate.
Yep.
Shiki says, "LMO, I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm here with you." It's yeah. I'm happy to be here. I'm not like upset about the fact that we're not there.
I'm not upset either. I just forgot about it and then
This happens a lot where we come. It'll be like, "Hey, this con happened," and we'll be like, "Why aren't we there?" It's, like,
yeah,
it's the same answer every time.
it's a running bit at this point.
GU says, so tobacco was made when the Union burned their
Tobacco or Tabasco?
Tabasco. Sorry. So tobacco was made when the Union burned their fields during the Civil War, and they found it tasted good. Yada yada yada. And the weirdest story of redemption: the son was a hunter and noticed the lack of egrets. The bird was because people were overkilling them for feathers in their hat because it was fashion and they were almost extinct. Their son went into the woods and grabbed egrets by hand. Egrets freak out and try to peck your eyes out, brought them to a preserve, and single-handedly brought them back from extinction. Swamp, not woods, but swamps are wet woods. Yeah, okay. It starts Tabasco, by the way. Okay.
So, when you said egrets, my brain immediately pictured grits, like the breakfast food.
Yeah.
Grits.
Grits are good.
We had them at the restaurant I worked for a while for brunch, and nobody was excited about them. So,
Um, even when applied to coffee, what is that?
there's a lot happening.
I'm trying to follow the chat, and I'm
It's okay.
failing so
You
hard.
took too long yelling at me about my memory problems.
No, egrets, online breakfast.
At your local e-cafe. That's amazing.
I love that, like, that was a two-hander between Dylan and Cheeky that seemed entirely planned. Like they were a two-people comedy team.
Yeah. That's great.
Hey,
My socks. Sorry.
every Friday we read r/relationship advice. I don't have a theme song for that yet, but Selena's gonna sing one now.
Don't do that ever again.
Relationship advice. It's so nice. We got some things to read now. Okay.
She says they're only violent if you grab them, by the way. They're very docile otherwise.
I think that's true of most creatures.
I feel. Yeah, like don't grab me or I will bite you. But I'm pretty chill otherwise. What you looking at?
Our cat.
What about him?
He's
beautiful, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got like the full.
Oh, like the baby. He is so comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam says I'm also docile till you grab me. All right. My boyfriend, 29-year-old male, told me, 24-year-old female, he doesn't believe in Valentine's Day.
What the fuck does that mean? You don't believe in it? It's not a fucking concept of belief. What? It's not Santa Claus. Are you kidding me? Just say you don't want to celebrate it and fucking move on. Like, oh my god. I hate...
You said, sweetheart, he's cheating. Leave honey.
Oh my god. Why are men like this?
I don't know. Thanks for the clip, Cheeky. My boyfriend, 29 male, and I, 20...
He's almost 30. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh my god.
My boyfriend, 29-year-old male, and I, 24-year-old female, have been together almost 4 years.
She's got 1 year until her frontal lobe develops, and then she's going to realize this is not it. Oh boy. 1 more year.
The weeks leading up to Valentine's Day, he says he doesn't believe in it and shows his love all the time. I graduated college this year, and he didn't get me flowers and never gets me flowers unless I get upset about it. I think he's gotten me flowers twice in our relationship. He never posts me or takes me out.
Oh, yeah, he's probably cheating on her.
Or she is the cheatee, like... I mean, same,
yeah, they're
same.
both that both involves cheating.
Right, but I'm saying it's like she could be the other
woman. Okay,
yeah.
This dude is a garbage can.
A
sentient garbage can.
I graduated college this year, and he didn't give me flowers. He never gets me flowers unless I get upset about it. I think he's gotten me flowers twice in our relationship. He never posts me or takes me out. When I graduated college, I wanted to go out, and we didn't. We finally go out to dinner, and that was the first time in 6 months. He used to do all that stuff when we first started dating. Yesterday, he didn't even say Happy Valentine's to me. I was clearly upset, and I got into an argument with him. I feel like I'm settling because I'm trying to be okay with not celebrating Valentine's Day, or him just getting me flowers randomly, or posting a picture of me. I always post pictures with him, and I have to tell him to like them. Oh, sweetheart.
Oh, my God.
He says he never posts on social media, but he used to all the time. I'm trying not to sound greedy and like a crazy girlfriend, but I don't know if I'm asking for too much. What should I do? You should break up with him, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Like Like, start living with abundance mentality. There's other dudes out there,
Yep.
and it, like, even if you don't find them right away or ever, you deserve to live a better life than this. Sam says, I feel bad just writing a poem because we are broke for Valentine's. That shit goes of no.
And that is one of the most thoughtful things you could do for somebody.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, the cat keeps wailing in the corner and it's very distracting because I can hear her both through the headphones and outside of the headphones, so it's like an echo kind of.
oh yeah. Shiki says, OMG, she could be the side chick. I'm glad we have the same brain. G says, if you don't know the other girl exists, it's still cheating even if you're the side chick. Yes. Been both 100% cheating. Yeah. Shiki says, I say that gross term because he's got the 18-year-old mentality where side chick is in his vocabulary. Also, never doubt low empathy people. We know what's up. Yeah. Shiki says, but it was such a cute thing. Better than flowers. Yeah, don't knock the poem. Poems rule.
I specifically told Jeff not to buy me flowers because it's like I don't mind the ones that come in bouquets, but like the ones that are potted, I can't keep alive to save my life. Like I like drying flowers, but like the ones that are potted and you're obligated to keep alive, at this point in my life stresses me out. I don't have the like time management to remember to water flowers, so I'm not really a like I've taken plant care out of my life. I used to have plants in the bathroom and like in the front lawn, and now I'm just like, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
I can barely take care of myself.
I know I can't take care of plants.
Hi, Pancake. Are you okay? You've been wandering the house wailing like a ghost.
Dylan says, I don't believe in St. Patrick's Day. Green beer is unnatural, and I don't support leprechaun stereotypes. She says, I know my people. He's a pathological liar, narc gaslighting her. He's doing more than he is. Narcs go to, you have to earn my love. You can't ever earn it, to be clear, but they say that a lot. Yeah. Also, it's just like dudes do, especially young dudes do this thing where they don't know how to break up with someone.
Come here.
So they instead, and I've certainly been guilty of this myself, and it's not behavior I'm proud of, where they then start behaving in a way to get the person to break up with them because they're too much of a weak-willed piece of shit to like actually have the conversations to break up with someone. And so instead they'll just start like withholding love and affection until they get broken up with.
Yeah. And then to add on top of it, they'll be like, oh my God, you broke up with me? Like, what is happening? I can't believe you would do that. And it's like, but these are the direct consequences of the things you were doing. Okay.
Or they do that like, okay, if you're going to break up because that's what they wanted, they'll do that too. It's so weird. Dudes are fucking trash.
You're not. You're cool.
There are some good ones, but like on the whole, there's a reason that I very quickly, whilst dating, was like, and we'll just date women. I don't know why anyone dates men, to be completely. I'm grateful. But having the option of both, I was very much like, and we'll eliminate all of them. It was like, oh man, what a world of possibilities! Look at all the days.
And that door is closing.
We're gonna close that door right up. It was a very important growth experience to me to know that I could open that door if I wanted to, but we're gonna keep that thing shut. G says, I feel guilty dating girls because I can't feel love. Men, whatever. All right. My fiance refuses to pay off any medical debt. Oh wait, Shiki says, yeah, when I finally got past my crippling anxiety of he might kill me and left my ex, he gave me a photo of us. Keep it until you come back.
What the fuck?
Men aren't great. That sucks. Okay.
What is it with abusive men, and like it's so weird because like,
They're like, you'll be back.
well, so my ex and I got this keychain when we were like first dating when I was 14 and he was 23. Of these little like bears with like puzzle pieces.
Mm-hmm.
He got it in Germany, and like looking back, it's like it was a very cute gift. Like, not gonna lie, it was cute. Like, I feel bad for
The pedophilia, not so much.
no,
The gift itself.
The gift itself was cute. I really I feel bad for I've gotten rid of it. Long time now, it's been gone.
Yeah.
But like, I struggled because I was like, well, the keychain didn't do anything wrong, and I'm like, but I need to do this. But like, he specifically told me multiple times during our like month long like, okay, this is it, and like him not accepting that he was keeping his half of the keychain because it was like the puzzle pieces that went together.
Mm-hmm.
He was keeping his half of the keychain if and like that he knew I would be back, and he knew that like he's always going to keep it so that like that when we like get back together, like the keychains will be back together. Just like, okay. And then he like posted a picture of it. Like, I don't know now because I don't check his socials anymore, but like when I was out and safe and like he was out where he's at, I like would look to make sure he stayed where he was at.
Right.
And he posted a thing that was like, I still have this. I just wish the person blah blah blah. Like, he made some weird like heartfelt, like, I say heartfelt, it wasn't heartfelt, but he tried to make it seem heartfelt. Like,
I never knew, like, you groom and abuse someone for years, and then like after like, I wish this person was.
Like, I wish you fucking left me alone at 13 when I met you. I wish you just left me alone, honestly.
Love you too, Shiki. See you soon.
Goodbye.
She said, to be fair, I don't think about it often because I threw it out the window driving down the highway, which sometimes I feel bad about the littering part. That's very poetic. It rules, though, by the way, the throwing out the window. But yeah, I get the feeling bad about the littering aspect of it. My fiance refuses to pay off any of her medical debt. My 21-year-old female fiance, 22-year-old female, you're too young to get married.
Okay.
Your brains haven't started. Your brains haven't stopped forming yet.
Your frontal lobe isn't developed.
Yeah. Get to at least 25 when that's happened. Also, you spend so much of your 20s learning who the fuck you are. And that you're going to change so much.
Apparently, this one is one with a lot of medical debt, which I want to read more about the post, but like, I have medical debt. I don't think I can pay it off. I'm not really refusing to. I'm just unable to. So,
Dew says my ex pulled the whole, I can't do Valentine's Day because it's my brother's birthday. I didn't schedule around it, and I knew all the flag. Yeah. Yeah. There was someone posting on TikTok that was like, hey, I had this boyfriend whose birthday was Valentine's Day, and he talked to me beforehand about how much of a bummer that day is when he's in relationships because like it gets overshadowed. And she was like, okay, well, we'll do Valentine's Day the week before Valentine's Day, and then so we can spend your birthday just doing a birthday. And she walked through like everything she did the week before, and he like didn't do anything on like either of the days for her. Basically, it just turned into like 2 straight days of her like doing everything for him.
wow.
And like, he's probably just a guy that's defaulted to like, well, it's my birthday, I shouldn't have to give.
Yeah.
She says also she might be the main chick. Dudes like that keep their social media empty. Do it to all the girls? Yeah, probably. Sounds like he's bored with her, so I think she's the main chick. Sam said guys make me sad. Me too.
Me too.
My fiance refuses to pay off her medical debt. My 21-year-old female fiance, 22-year-old female, has an incredible amount of medical debt and believes full-heartedly that medical debt doesn't affect your credit or anything important. That is the law as of right now, but those agencies are now not being funded, to my knowledge. So who knows? You also might not be in America. I don't know. I told her I can't marry her if she isn't paying off her debt because I don't want to lose a future house, etc. Just because she didn't want to pay the debt. She told me straight up that she isn't going to pay for it.
Doesn't medical debt, they can't force you to pay it?
Correct.
And like it doesn't
As of
affect your
as of
credit?
as of right now, but like
And does it affect your credit?
as of right now, no, it cannot. But again, everything right now
Is changing and it's scary and yeah.
yes.
So I kind of get this person's standpoint of like, well, we don't know this. And honestly, when I was 21, 22, 23, 24, I thought all debt affected your credit. I thought all debt affected I thought debt was like a sentence to like a miserable life for the rest of your life. Cuz like as I grew up being told that.
Money isn't real.
Yeah, I know
It's a
that.
game.
I know that now, but I'm almost 30. I'm saying like the the little 21-year-old me definitely thought like, "Oh my god, if I'm like late with one credit card payment, they're going to come chop my legs off." And like that's not what they did. They took my credit card away, but like which is like kind of the emotional equivalent of chopping my legs off, honestly. I'm over it now,
Sam
but
says it's a shit game. They need to patch it. Yes. Jew said I am scary. When I found out a dude was cheating on me, I was like, I get why, because with his qualities, how could he not? Uh, yeah. Sometimes you need to date the person you know is gonna hurt you, but it's just like that's what. It's interesting now being a parent because I've definitely had that situation of just like my kids are aging into dating age and then watching my kids date. And then at one point, my kid was doing something that I was like, listen, I can't criticize you. You've watched me do similar bullshit, but you know this is stupid.
yes.
But, like, it seems like a mistake you need to make right now. So, like, go ahead and get treated terribly by this person.
Yeah, cuz it's like you can't
I'm not going to judge you because you watched me do that a number of times.
and I'll be there like when it happens and like
Yeah.
but like yeah, sometimes you got to learn directly, unfortunately.
G says, no, not like that. I felt like, yeah, I mean, he's not really doing something of worth and isn't that attractive. So, of course, he's trying to feel his ego with, yeah, that you get that too. But when I was with him, it shocked me because he seemed okay. Yeah, some people mask that shit pretty well too.
Mhm.
People are, yeah. Say, my 21 fiance is Krinima. I told her I can't marry her if she's paying off her debt because I don't want to lose a future house, etc. She didn't want to pay the debt. She told me straight up that she isn't going to pay for it. I'm at a loss. I don't know if this relationship is going to work if we can't be financially stable. When she says things like this, you guys are early 20s and gay, or at least bi, but you're two women who found each other either like in your same small town or big town that you grew up in, or like coming out of those situations and like, holy shit, an eligible gay person I'm attracted to. Oh my god, you guys aren't compatible. You've got one person who was like, yeah, let's roll the dice on this debt thing. One person that's like, no, I need to pay this or I'm going to feel forever anxious. As someone who lived through that marriage, you still love the person. I love my
Yeah.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's great. She's an incredible mom to my kids, and like we get along pretty well. But like we were incompatible in that because like I'm as risky as it gets with that sort of things. I'm gonna play that stuff down to the nub to be able to just. I'm like, money isn't real. It's all a game. This
isn't me coming at you personally or anything, but like it is interesting to me that most people end up with a partner that is the exact opposite of them in that aspect, that like, oh, like they're anxious about money and one partner just could not give a fuck less about it. And because like I feel like my grandparents are kind of the same way somewhat. Like my grandma's wound really tightly about certain things and my grandpa's just like, why are we upset about that?
Right.
Like what? Like okay. But then the things that my grandpa's like wound up about, my grandma's like, I don't get that. So it's just interesting to me that like the anxiety riddled people tend to like flock towards the very chill people, but then the very chill people are usually like very chill, and then it makes the anxiety person like, oh god, like
Yeah.
my receptors are going off and no one else's are, and it's freaking me out.
as the very chill person who has frustrated the many anxiety riddled people that I've dated,
Oh, Pancake.
it's because
Pancake keeps bringing her toys into the hallway. And then laying down and looking at us like, sure would be nice if someone would play with me. I don't know. It's going to make me cry.
you can go play with Pancake. We're almost done.
I know. I will be, if the conversation needs me, I'll come back. But
Um, but the anxiety riddled people at first are very, very comforted by the chillness of the overly chill person. Because at the surface level, they find that comforting of like, oh man, I'm so anxiety riddled. This person is so chill. But then once they're building a life together, the chillness of the chill person adds to the anxiety of the anxiety person. Because the person is chill about like not paying things and not doing things because they're not worried about it, and then it's putting the anxiety riddled person in situations that they would never be in otherwise. And so it's like in the short term they find them more comforting, but in the long term they don't. Dylan says medical bills are one thing because if they can't do a lot to you if you don't pay, but if you don't pay for your exorcism bill, you need to watch out for repossession. Slater just laughed from the other room. G says he told me he used to watch Amazing Atheists, and I mouthed, fuck, we were already together. That guy was so angry. Is he still around? I have no idea. I remember that, though. Hey, by the way, we've been putting a whole lot of work into our YouTube. Please go check it out.
Oh my God. When I walk past the camera, my head looks so big from that angle because it's so like it's high up.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
We've been putting a lot of work into the YouTube. Please check it out. By tomorrow, the entirety of Selena's Final Fantasy.
I did not play Final Fantasy.
Resident Evil 7 playthrough will be up on there. GU says, Lena, I love your bangs.
Thank you. I just cut them, actually. Not today, but yesterday.
Over on patreon.com/dorkduck, all of her playthrough is up there now if you don't want to wait. Also, that's $5 a month and does a whole lot of helping stabilize things. Also, you get stickers. Or Sam says, Lena, Final Fantasy X-2 stream when?
We've actually been talking about that because it was supposed to be. What did we say after you start your? Like you get through your Final Fantasy stuff.
We talked about doing it, yeah. Like
or like I think we either talked about it being simultaneous, like how I'm doing 10 and 10-2, and then beyond that while you're doing the other ones.
Yeah, we talked about that at one point too. Yeah, like doing the but we would need like there's not enough streaming time right now for us to do all that. So
we got to figure it out.
She says also I'm super dizzy and kind of want to buy a $500 snake. I mean, you do you. I mean, don't, as much as I joke about money not being real, like don't put yourself in a bad
Jeff,
situation.
you just said money wasn't real.
I mean, it's not, but and then we have raid messages. They look like this and this, depending on if you can use global emotes or if you're subscribed to us, you can use.
You say Google emotes?
Global emotes.
Sounded like you said Google.
We're gonna go say hi to Shiki. He's been for sale for 2 years. Hooray! I mean, I'm always pro buying more snakes as long as you can take care of them.
Yeah.
There's Shiki. We're gonna go bug Shiki. Please be kind to our friends. Be honest. Be kind. Be useful. Live a good fucking life.
See you next week?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that stream tonight because it's the birthday thing. So we will see you.
No, hold up, Jeff, because it's possible. I don't know how we would do it. You could pick me, or I could pick you up right at 5, and then you could start your stream at 5:15.
That show takes so much setup. I would have to.
Maybe I could set it up. I could try. I will try. I want you to do your stream.
All right.
And it would also help me because I have stuff to do when I get home later.
Be honest, be kind, be useful, live a good fucking life. Bye.
Okay, bye. Nam yao.